Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Welly Merck Dunhuang. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this mysterious code engineer, and Grogo is wearing my WER 8887. Grogo said his counselor at summer camp said they should write letters home to their parents, so Grogo wrote Mando a letter. I asked him if Ben Solo sent anything. He said yes. He wrote a nice long letter to his mom saying how much he missed her. I asked what about his dad. Grogo said it was intercepted by a bomb-sniffing droid. All right, let's take a look in the watch. It comes in this box that says Welly Merck on it. It's a fairly big box. And it also came with a sizing tool, a nice one. And it came with some instructions in Chinese. There was no English in these instructions, but fortunately we all know how to use a watch. But anyway, let's put that aside, because I know you've all seen my unboxing video, right? And then it comes in this little container. It's a nice zipper container. And here's the watch. That's a nice looking watch. I've been very happy with it. I think it's pretty good. This is the first Welly Merck on my channel. Welly Merck reached out to me and wanted to know if I would review some of their watches. I gave them the standard disclaimer that I would provided I gave my viewers full transparency. I was not obligated to give the watches a positive review. They agreed, so I picked out 2 watches from their catalog and they sent me this one. No money was exchanged. This watch commemorates the Chinese city of Dunhuang, which was a historical stop on the Silk Road and still has a population of several hundred thousand. I had never heard of it before, and I am not sure the marketing strategy for anyone outside of China. It's kind of like having one of those Seiko 5 Street Fighter watches, and I had never heard of the video game. This watch comes in 3 different colorways and 2 different strap options. There is the Azure Grotto Silk Road Scenery and the Oasis Secret. I am assuming that the names are in order, and I have the Azure Grotto version. If you notice, the Silk Road Scenery has a black case went on the black bracelet, but a gold tone case went on the strap. The watch is 43 millimeters at the bezel, even though the ad says 42. It's 49.1 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links. It's 13.3 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, and I never do. And the lug width, this is a kind of an integrated bracelet, so the lug width is actually only 14 millimeters. So you're not going to be changing bracelets and straps on this thing. But the bracelet is 22 millimeters where it meets the lugs. And it weighs 155 grams on the supplied bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional, and the action is pretty good. The clicks aren't too light, so you're not going to knock it out of place easily. So I've been kind of happy with that, and it seems to line up just fine. And the insert is aluminum, and there's no markings on it. It's just this pattern here, and you have a different pattern during the ascension phase. But this isn't a very useful bezel. It's just decorative. But it does have a lume pip that actually looms. So you can use it to time. And then we have the dial. If you look at the dial, we have a little map of the Dunhuang city and the roads going to it. And it's a pretty well done dial. So I think they did a good job with that. Once again, I don't have any sentimental value to Dunhuang, but they did a good job with that. Then we have Welly Merck up top. Now that Welly Merck's kind of difficult to see. They used a pretty small font there, and since it's applied, it's kind of hard to read. And then on the bottom, you have the Dunhuang, which is the city. And then at the 12 o'clock, we have the Welly Merck logo. Or I don't know if it's the logo or not, but it's not the typical 12 o'clock. Then we have the indices. They're applied and loomed. And then we have a chapter ring, and it has blue dots at the 5s, and minute markers everywhere else. Then we have the hands. We have skeleton hands, and they are loomed, and the loom's really good. And then we have a loomed second hand that's blue. Thankfully, the hand's blue, so you can see it on the black dial easy enough. And the spear tip is loomed also. Then we have a date at the 3 with the Cyclops, and the Cyclops does a really good job of magnifying. So not everybody likes a Cyclops, but I always say if you're going to have a Cyclops, then have a Cyclops. And this is definitely a Cyclops. Then we have the crown. At first I thought they had that little blue stuff to protect the crown, but no, the crown is blue to match the bezel. It's decorative. So the other colorways have different colors for the crowns. It's a push-pull. You don't need a screw down. It's a 100 meter. It's a dive style watch. It's not a dive watch. So it makes it nice because if you do have to wind it, you don't have to pull the crown and unscrew it. And then we have the crystal. The crystal is sapphire, and I tested it just to make sure, and it is. So we do have a sapphire crystal. Then we have the case. The case is solid stainless steel and coated. I'm assuming this is PVD coating. I don't really know the difference. But the case has a nice shape to it. And as you can see, the protruding end links kind of go down instead of out, so it stays short enough. Then we have the case back. The case back is a display case back, and as you can see, it's held down by little screws and not a screw down case back. I don't know why they did it that way. That seems kind of annoying. If you want to take the case back off, you have to get out a tiny little screwdriver and deal with these tiny screws. But then again, how often are you going to do that? But if you're the type that likes to regulate your movements, I don't know if you're going to enjoy that. Then it says all stainless steel. Then it says Welly Merck limited edition and 10 bars. And then it gives this big huge reference number, 14398240, or is it 6240? I don't know, I wrote that down. 6240. 14396240. Okay. Then for some reason they have this pattern on the display case back. It says Dunhuang, and it looks like it's a tree, or is this writing? I don't know. But I don't like it when they do that to display case backs, because the whole point of a display case back is so you can see the movement. So why hide anything? Underneath the case back is a Miyota 8215. This is a 21 joule 3 hertz movement that hand winds, hacks, and has a unidirectional rotor. So you can see the rotor spins in one direction freely. Some people complain that that makes a lot of noise. I guess I'm just old and I can never ever hear it. So anyway, let's go ahead and put it on the Timegrapher. Here it is on the Timegrapher, and as you can see, it's running pretty accurate. -2, -2, have a -1 there. So yeah, very accurate. Amplitude's okay. There's a little bit of beat error, 0.2 milliseconds. It'd be nice if it was a little bit better there, but see there it's hitting 0. So this is very accurate. So I wonder if they regulated this at the factory. But yeah, very happy with that. Then we have the bracelet. The bracelet is a 3-link, but it's fully articulating. So that's always good. It's nice when it fully articulates, because then it really contours to the wrist. But once again, you have 14 millimeter leg width, because it's kind of an integrated design. So you won't be putting this on a strap unless the strap is designed to go on lugs like this. So if you're a strap person and not a bracelet person, buy the watch on the strap, because then you will get a strap that fits it. Otherwise, you're not going to find one that fits this easily. Then we have push pin adjusters, not screw pins. And once again, it came with the sizing tool. I didn't use it though. I just pounded it out with a punch and a hammer and they came right out, no problem. And then we have a butterfly clasp. I'm not a huge fan of butterfly clasp, especially on dive style watches, because they're usually fairly big. This is 155 grams, so it's a fairly heavy watch. So you want the perfect fit. So it'd been nice to have a clasp with micro adjust. And we don't even have half links. So it's they are fairly small links, but still it would have been nice to have a better way to adjust this bracelet. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice. It wears nice. It's a little thick, but not too thick. And it's a big watch, but the lugs slope down pretty good. So even though it has protruding end links, it still wears smaller than it should. And I removed 3 links to fit on my wrist. So you should be able to wear this 8 1/4, no problem. Anything bigger, you're going to need more links. And once again, you won't be able to put it on just any old strap because of the way the lugs are. So if your wrist is bigger than 8 1/4, you might want to stick with the strap. Here we are in the Lume room. This was my first Welly Merck, so I didn't really know what to expect. But just wearing the watch for review purposes, the hands seemed to stand out. As we speed up the time, we see that we have 2 types of Lume, as we have the bright blue glow of BGW9 on the hands and a more subdued C3 on the indices and pip. The indices and pip have a little life left in them, but are fading fairly fast. The second hand lollipop is a little better, but just look at those all-important major hands. You can still see them quite nicely. If this was a true dive watch, I would complain about the Lume pip not keeping up with the minute hand, but this is a dive style watch, so the Lume is very, very good. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like this textured dial, and I like this decorative bezel insert. It has very good Lume. The Cyclops actually magnifies, and it has a fully articulating bracelet. That's always nice. What are my gripes and groans? The lug design limits the strap options. I wish the case back was screwed down and not screwed on. Has a butterfly clasp with no half links. And I really have no emotional attachment to the city of Dunhuang. So, yeah, it's nice that it's there, but it really doesn't mean anything to me. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. Even if you have never heard of Dunhuang and have no emotional attachment, it's still a good watch. You can even read up about Dunhuang on Wikipedia and more able to understand the historical and cultural significance. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Welly Merck Dunhuang, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Actually, it's an unboxing. I got 2 more watches from AliExpress the other day. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, I found it on AliExpress too. So I will leave you an AliExpress affiliate link. And I will also leave you a link to the Welly Merck website. Bye.